Hey guys, good morning. How are all of you doing? So, happy Saturday to all of you. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. It's just starting, but hope that everybody's having a good weekend. And again, I hope that all of you guys are still pumped up about the recent convention, the RNC, the Republican National Convention that just happened. And what I found really awesome about comparing both conventions is that the RNC spent probably about 90% of their time focusing on what they are doing, on the good, on what changes President Trump is making to make America better, to make America great again, to keep America great, to keep to keep making a better country, to keep it the greatest country in the world. While the loser old Democrats, look at Joe Biden. He's so old. He can't. I don't know how old he is compared to President Trump, but he at least his mind seems like he's like 30 years older than President Trump. And that happens when you're a bad person. It's just a natural part of life. If you spend your life on negative, you're gonna get old real quick, and your mind is going to probably age faster than someone who spends their life doing positive. I was watching the parts of the DNC convention, and it's like all they do is attack instead of promoting whatever positive they are going to do, whatever positive they have planned for America, because they really don't have anything. They don't have anything new. It's the same stuff over and over and over, kind of like they do with me. Look at all the old haters that attack me. It's the same crap over and over and over again. Like, okay, they criticize my hair, right? Like I was born with a lot of hair. I have, depending on how you take care of it, sometimes it looks great, sometimes it doesn't. But that comes along with not only long hair, but having a lot of hair like mine. It's not easy to take care of. But again, think of what these losers do. They focus on the same crap over and over again. A lot of the people that like, for example, the people that hate on me, they either want to be famous, they want to be relevant, they want to be loved, they want to be popular, they want to be accepted, but they don't do anything positive. How are you ever going to find a husband? For example, like Dirty Woman here in San Diego. How is Smelly going to ever find a husband? Like, if you don't focus on positive, and if you only focus on eating from other people and attacking people like me all day long with your fake pages, how are you ever going to find a husband? And what's sad is that normally at like 60 something years old, you would think, okay, well, people are just at that age, you come to terms with who you are. And if you're single or divorced, or I don't even think that she's divorced, I don't know, but if you're single or divorced, you would just come to terms with it and like live your life. But the sad part is that she's actually still looking. She's still looking for a husband at 60, but yet doesn't have one. But yet you spend your days attacking me. And it's kind of like what the Democrats do. You want to be in office so bad, but you don't focus on the positive. You don't focus on people liking you. You focus on people trying to hate someone else, who in the end we end up loving just even more. Like, the more you attack the president, the more we love him. And it's the same. And so I relate to it, because the more they attack me, the better off that I am. Like, the more you attack me on what I look like, you just motivate me to do more, and you just make people pay attention to me more, which in turn makes me want to be better. It makes, like, if you think you intimidate me by trying to say that I'm ugly, or trying to say that I'm fat when I actually look really good, it just makes people wonder even more, and it makes me more motivated. And I think it's the same thing that happens with President Trump. If people like Joe Biden and his crew focused more on being better, on letting people know how they are going to make a difference for things they really care about, such as the future of America, the economy, jobs, security, safety, prosperity, wealth, all of it that comes with running a country, then people would pay more attention, and they would probably, start to really compare Trump to Biden. But right now, there's no comparison. No one had ever made the economy as great as President Trump. Like, I have these wannabe relevant haters that have 100 views on their videos, and they've had 100 views on their videos for the last 5 years if they ever do anything. And the sad part is that they actually run around trying to do things. It's not like they're just sitting at home watching it. Like, some of them actually try, and they have pictures here and there and everywhere. Whether they deny it, they deny being being activist or whatever, and perjure themselves. But they deny it, and yet you see them all over the place with MAGA hats on, but yet nobody really knows who they are. Most of the people that hate on me, instead of focusing on finding a good man, finding a good life, buying a house, getting recent cars, update, recent cars, not 1990 $2,000 luxury vehicles. They focus on me. They focus on making pages about me. They focus on trying to get people to hate me, which at the end, it just ends up getting me more support. And again, it ends up motivating me even more, right? It ends up only making me better. And so that's how I see the Democrats as well. I see them as, you attack Trump, you attack Trump, you attack Trump, but we know that you're not really doing anything positive. So, we may look at the attacks, but then we just kind of scroll through it, and we're like, okay, this person is just miserable. They're not really accomplishing anything. Okay, I'm here for politics. I'm not here to look at Trump's hair, which I actually happen to like. I know that a lot of people, when they tune in to me, obviously they end up looking at other things. That's just because because it happens with women. It happens with all women. You end up looking at maybe my nails, or maybe my hair, or maybe my beautiful skin, or something, But in the end, that's not what people are here for. People are here to make a difference. They want to hear about politics. They want to hear about what I'm doing to make a difference in the world, in America, in Mexico. They don't, they may look at my hair for a second, and then in the end they're going to be like, okay, yeah, they're criticizing her hair, or they're criticizing, her homes or whatever, when all these people are a bunch of losers who rent homes and have to hide from their landlords, or whose faucets are falling off when you take a shower at their houses or whatever. But yet they're criticizing homeowners, and or they're stealing homes from disabled people, or they are literally I think 47 years old and they look like they're 60, or they're 60 and they look like they're 80, or whatever. And it's a very similar psychographic when it comes to these haters. They're all pretty much they all have a lot in common, either single, at an older age, or even at 40. One of them is 40 and she's single, out there chasing a married man that will never want her, and been chasing after him for the last 4 years, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening, let me tell you. And then obviously abusing the legal system, because that's all they've got left, and that doesn't even work. We've got men haters who, instead of focusing on, okay, you got all kinds of health problems, all kinds of criminal problems, all kinds of, psychological problems, all kinds of addiction problems, all kinds of problems, you're focusing on me, just because I said no. Of course I would say no. Who the hell would want to get involved with, with a broke old maniac? Seriously, married broke old maniac, So these are the haters. For those of you who know what I'm talking about, I know somebody just sent me a page that they made that, again, it's hard to know who makes these pages, but apparently there's a new page out there where somebody's exposing what my haters look like and who they really are. And you know what? I don't want anything to do with it. I really don't. I don't want anything to do with it, because for me, this is the way I see it. It's a waste of time okay? It's a waste of energy for me anyway. I mean, if you guys have the time to do it, whoever you are and whoever just sent it to me, that's fine. And I guess you're doing it to try to help me, and I appreciate it. And I know that I got a big team behind me because you guys have seen me go through what I've gone through over the last 2 years and longer, especially with a pervert who's been, who's been literally like obsessed with me over the last 3 years. But I mean, I understand that you guys want to make these pages. I get it. I understand that you're frustrated. And you hate to see me go through what I go through, but I just want you to know that I even those pages that where you expose, what these people look like, they posted a picture of one of the haters and what she looks like, and it's really awful. And these are the people making these fake pages about me. And if you go through every single one of these pages and every single one of these photos and see what these people look like, it's no wonder. It's no wonder why they're hating on me. And again, it's a very common psychographic, older, women with their faces down to here, or whatever, wrinkled, a lot of them obese, all that stuff. And it's why don't you focus on losing weight? Why don't you focus on making your skin better? Why don't you focus on finding a husband? Why don't you focus on finding a boyfriend who's not married? Why don't you focus on, again, this is how I see it with Biden. Why don't you focus on real policy? Why don't you focus on propositions that would actually appeal to the American public instead of focusing on attacking Trump? Because in the end, we know what Trump is about. We've already seen it. We know exactly what Trump does, what he can do, and that's with all the attacks. That's with an impeachment involved. That's with a Russian investigation hoax. That's with allegations of who knows. You guys know all of it. But guess what? President Trump kept on focusing on not only calling them out as I'm doing right now, but President Trump kept on focusing on policy, on economic development, on jobs, on everything, on America's infrastructure. He's right. America started to look like a third world country, airports. I was at JFK a couple years ago, a couple years ago, and it was so bad. One of the areas of JFK was way worse than any airport that I've seen in Mexico, and that's bad. America's supposed to be the greatest country in the world, the richest country in the world. It's always been the world's example to follow. So how is it that an airport as big and as as full of traffic as JFK is so bad to the point where they don't even have air conditioning at some of these gates? We were literally dying of the heat at one of these gates at JFK. It was so awful. And so, President Trump called it out, and also he calls out his version of the haters, which would be the people that want to take him down. He calls out Obama. He calls out Hillary for the criminal that she is. He calls out everything that's going on and the corruption that's going on in Washington. He changed Washington. We're never going back. No matter what happens with President Trump, Washington after Donald Trump will never be the same. Will never be the same. Okay? Will never be the same. He has forever changed the minds of not only Americans, but he's changed the minds of millions of people around the world when it comes to corruption in government and the things that happen behind closed doors that people don't even know about unless someone like him calls them out. So again, I can relate because it's at the end of the day, it all has to do with popularity, with money, with power, at different scales, obviously. A lot of the people that are making the pages about me work directly under either a man I rejected, because I didn't want anything to do with him, or sorry guys, or for example, Oscar Blue, who we found out is a hooker in Tijuana and who just wants to make money off this movement, or Anthony, who has been begging for money for years, or people that want to be relevant in government who really never will because they don't have a voice. They just don't have a voice. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being passionate and wanting to make a difference. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't try to be relevant by hurting others, by taking others out of the way. Like, that's just not the way to do it. I'm sorry, you know? So trying to hurt others and trying to take them out because you want to be relevant, because you feel like the universe has enough for everybody, okay? There's plenty of room for different people to be activists, for voices, for interviews, for people to be featured, for people to be interviewed. You don't have to take someone out. I mean, smart people don't compete. Smart people collaborate, okay? And that's what a lot of these people don't understand. Like, I think if they wouldn't have attacked President Trump, they would be better off right now, even as a Democratic government who's against them, but they'd be better off collaborating with him, because in the end, everybody's being taken down in some way. But in the end, who really matters is the people who are watching, the people who are voting. I mean, again, they try with me. They try to make all these pages about me, whatever. But in the end, the people that are watching, who are the ones that matter, they keep supporting me. They haven't stopped supporting me, and they're not going to stop supporting me. The judges are paying attention. The cops are paying attention. More and more people are coming to say, Paloma, how can I help you? How can I help you, stop everything that they're doing against you? Instead of, their ultimate goal is to get people to turn on me. Their dream is for me to not have any friends. I was born with friends. I was born popular. Like, I'm always going to have friends, no matter what. You try to turn in my friends on me, and it only backfires. They only support me even more. And that's the truth. They only support me more. They only like me more. I had a lady about 2 weeks ago who was like, you know what? I used to believe everything they said about you. Everything they said about you. And then I started watching their pages and how disgusting these old women are, these old wrinkled women are. And lonely, because most of them are lonely, to be honest with you. They're failed, lonely, wrinkled old women. And again, some of them are obese, And she's like, I was watching it, and at first they brainwashed me about you. They did. They brainwashed me about you. And then I started watching their pages and their jealousy, even if they're hiding, because they're a bunch of cowards. Like, obviously they're not going to show their faces because they don't like what they look like. They can't do what I'm doing right now. They don't like what they look like. They hate what they look like. So they're not going to show their faces. So and obviously not only that, but they're terrified of the law because they know that they can get prosecuted for all the stuff that they do to me, whatever. And some of them are already being prosecuted. Some of them already, like one of them is already charged with, a bunch of stuff. The other one is under investigation for perjury. Another one is under investigation also for perjury. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And so obviously they're terrified of the law because they know they're a bunch of, dirty, nasty stalkers, and that their actions will eventually catch up with them. And so they try to be as low profile and hide behind the screen. And but in the end, it's people know who they are. Again, not only do they know who they are, apparently somebody just started a page, because I just got a post sent from it, where they're sharing all their pictures. Like, they're sharing their pictures. They're sharing what they look like, some of their stories, like. And I don't have to do any of that. If I have anything to say, I'll just come right on here and say it the way it should be. If you have courage like I do, if you have morals and values like I do, you don't have to hide behind the page. I'm sorry, you don't have to do that. And again, I appreciate whoever's doing this, because I think in the end you're only doing it to help me. I get it. And yeah, maybe they should be exposed, but don't forget that in the end it's better to just keep supporting me. Don't even waste your time on these pages. Don't waste your time on these pages. If I were you, I would just unpublish it, because it's not worth your time, and it's not worth my time either. You know, I mean, yeah, I know a lot of them are really ugly looking. Again, like, you know, Chandelier Woman here in San Diego. I know what she looks like. Trust me, I know what she looks like. It's not hard to see why she's as frustrated as she is. I get it. Or the one in New York, or the other one who harasses everybody, or the other one who's in hiding for, you know, for being exposed in a viral video for stealing and witchcraft and alcoholism and this and that, or the other one who was like, you know, pregnant for the, I don't know, God, how many times by a man she can't stand and who probably abuses her. Who knows? Who knows? Who, like, you know, I mean, I know what you guys see. But you know what? Just focus on the positive. Which I believe if the Democrats did that, like, they would probably have a lot more support. Because attacking others, not only does it age you, that's why, you know, Joe Biden comes out and says, "Hi, I'm Joe Biden's husband." And it's like, what? Like, that's why they're keeping him in the basement, guys. You know? That's why they're keeping him in a basement, because they're terrified of what this idiot is going to say. Like, who wouldn't be as a campaign manager? Who wouldn't be terrified of what this idiot is going to say when he's coming out and saying, "Hi, I'm Joe Biden's husband"? Like, imagine any of these idiots that harass me trying to do a live video or an interview or really being confronted. They would probably crap their pants. They probably wouldn't even know what to do with themselves. None of them are brave enough to come out and say anything. The only way they can come out and say anything is when they do their little fraudulent interviews with one another, such as that, you know, that fat woman in North Dakota when she does her little fraudulent interviews where we all know she's lying. We all know she's full of crap. And then we've got, like, I mean, we literally have like 500-pound women showing videos where she claims I'm super fat. I mean, like, I think in your skinniest day, you couldn't look the way I looked on that video where you expose that. A lot of people like, by the way, where I'm dancing, you know, and like as she's over there, you know, smoking marijuana and doing all kinds of stuff that I don't agree with, you know. I mean, I just don't. I don't find anything wrong with it, but like, it's everybody's choice, but I just don't like it. And not only that, but I mean, the woman exposing the video of me dancing and having fun, because that's what I do in my life. I have fun and work and contribute and appreciate and value and everything else, and which is what they hate me for. The woman exposing that video, I have to guess, if I had to guess, I would guess she's at least 470 pounds. I don't think she's any less than that. Like, no joke. At least 470 pounds. And she's trying to expose that video, calling me fat, when I'm probably, like, at this point, probably about less than a third of her size, you know? It's sad. It's sad. It really is. But, again, she's not going to show her face, because imagine, you know, a 470-pound woman trying to call, you know, someone like me fat. Like, literally someone like me calling me fat. Like, seriously? Come on, you know? So anyway, yeah, that's what the Democrats do as well. They attack, because that's all they've got left. And I love the fact that I focused on building since I was you know, a kid. I wasn't out there focusing on where I was gonna, you know, shake my nalgas to my old nalgas, you know, to try to get something in life, and in the end getting nowhere, you know, being 60 with nothing really to your name, you know, maybe a little bit of money that you know, probably should be saved, and nothing really other than like a $1990 $2,000 luxury vehicle, you know, stuff like that. So oh yeah, I know they're now criticizing my criticizing, right. Can you imagine, like, all these women have most of them have been through a lot. Like, you know, I'd like to stand next to every single one of them in a bikini for them to criticize my body, kind of like Bette Midler did with Melania Trump. Can you imagine Bette Midler standing next to Melania and calling her ugly, or I don't know what she called her, but whatever. Like, really? It's crazy. But anyway, take care, everybody. Have a good day. And remember, always fight back. Never keep what's not yours inside. Words not spoken turn into cancer. And that's why a lot of these people attacking me, even though they're doing it with their fake pages and stuff, somehow it's a way for them to get it out. In the end, by not showing who they really are, by not showing their faces, it's almost like they're keeping it inside. So they're still eating it all, even though they think they are, letting it all out through the fake pages. It will never feel as good as it feels for me right now. Can you tell? Can you tell how good it feels? Look at me. It feels as good as I look. Bye, guys.